the big news on Monday is that thousands of migrants from Honduras who are claiming to be refugees are marching all the way from their country of Honduras through Guatemala and now have reached Mexico. They've officially crossed the Mexican border and are now marching towards the United States as refugees. Now, I am going to differ a lot from my fellow more progressive left wing candidates and other constituencies by saying that this is not a good thing, and the Democrats, I haven't seen their response yet. I don't believe they've officially put out one, but I would say to not take them in. That might be shocking for many of you progressives, fellow progressives, but hear me out on this one. So, as we see here, there's a growing crowd of these general Central Americans. It's not just Honduras now. It's around between 5,000 to 7,000 in many sites have estimated that it could reach up to 10,000 immigrants. And the main reason why we probably shouldn't take in these immigrants is because let's imagine that it's at its worst. It's 10,000 immigrants just coming through the Mexican border to the U.S. That all at once is what is the main problem of how are we going to vet them, process them. We'd have to set up an entire system to vet them and process them because we couldn't take them all because there's at least going to be some of them who are a danger to this country, not a majority of them, not even around, let's say, 1%, but it's still a chance that we can't take. And because we already have a system for countries like Honduras where they apply to our U.S. Embassy, we vet them, we make sure they're safe and are willing to contribute to the U.S., but we can't just go through these laws and bypass them just because there's a herd of people coming all at once. So since it's creating a chaotic situation, I believe we should try to not take them in this situation. Trump, however, I do not agree with his response. He did come out and say that he was going to use the army. He's going to use the army to stop them, and he was very vague when he said he was going to use the army. He didn't elaborate on that, and just because of that, I'm already not liking it. Many people are probably going to assume the worst there and assume that he might use force to stop them in case they do try to just rush the border all at once. I don't think that's what will happen, but I think you could at least draw on the National Guard to make sure that they don't cross. Obviously, don't shoot innocent civilians. That's never a good thing, and I wouldn't put it past Trump to do that. But I'm just gonna say it. Come on, guys. We can't. Since the midterms are in less than 2 weeks, and you have a lot of these poor Republicans. Many of them are voted for Trump. They voted for Obama twice, but they voted for Trump. But because of the fact that he was framing himself as a populist, and he said some fairly economic populist things. Obviously, those didn't come true. But since those things didn't come true, this is our time to strike. And since many of them, they feel like that since we're helping these immigrants and these mass migrants instead of our own people, and the UN, even the UN has reported that there is extreme poverty in places like West Virginia or the Midwest, that we could easily help out those people instead of spending resources on these these mass migrants coming. And think of how big of a voter base we could turn over if we use that money to fund their local communities or give them some universal health care. That's the dream, right? Is to get universal health care passed in the one country, the one modern country that doesn't have it. And that is a huge voter base we could pick up by playing for that instead of focusing on this. Now, I'm not going the full racist route. I'm definitely not going for the racist route. I care about these people. But I think there are many other solutions, such as increasing the amount of people that we take in from countries like Honduras or Mexico or Guatemala or all of Central and South America. So we could take in more of these people, but we've had more opportunity to vet them and process them in so they can efficiently and effectively contribute to our society and not only get away from their place but integrate into our society and become better for America as well.